Good morning. Hey, welcome to Breakfast with Amy on this snowy Friday morning here in Western Iowa. I forgot to turn my phone volume down. Big wet snowflakes outside. Hopefully you're having nice weather where you are. And we're moving into spring, which we are moving into spring. So today we're going to make this really cute drawstring bag with some super cute Easter fabric. Just a great bag to put your Easter gifts in, grandkids, nieces and nephews, whoever. So I'm going to show you how easy it is to make this cute little bag this morning.
Good morning, Stacy, Lois, Sharon, checking in. Hi, Karen, Marianne. Karen, Steve, our greeter, says good morning to everyone.
Good morning.
Hi, Lisa, Carol. I don't know that ours is even measurable yet, Carol. It just a dusting so far, and even on the
streets, it's kind of
slushy. It's kind of melting and slushy, so it really hasn't built up too much yet, or as of 45 minutes ago or an hour ago when we came in. So hi, Maggie, Marge, Triss, Catherine. She says they're getting a rain mix with snow in Des Moines. Hi, Sharon, Mary. Victor is checking in, bright and sunny there, he says.
Wonderful. Let's all go to Victor's house where it's bright and sunny.
Hi, Sherry, Roxanne, Cindy.
Wow, did you hear Randy?
I usually don't do it that, but
this morning.
I usually don't do it that low. Usually it's screaming it. So hi, Cindy, Karen, Martha. She's having bacon, hash browns, eggs.
Martha, you just do the best with breakfast. We need to go to Martha's house for breakfast.
If you had some toast with that, I would have come up, Martha.
And she might. She just didn't say it.
Hi, Gladys. I'm sorry. Phi, Colleen, Deanna, Peg has kindergarten today.
Oh, fun kindergarten.
Delane is checking.
I say fun. You may not say fun.
She might say fun now, but at the end of the day, it might
need to go home and take a nap.
A lot of energy, I'm sure. Hi, Delane from Colorado. Margot, Linda, Deb. She's looking forward to retreat.
Good.
Sharon, Tina. She's with her baby grandson in Louisiana. So.
Oh, so nice.
Karen, Rhonda, Donna from very windy Connecticut.
Okay.
Evelyn, Connie, Debbie.
Everyone's waiting for me this morning.
Yes, Debbie, and we did get your pattern sent out yesterday. So.
Yes, it did.
Jackie. Jackie said her husband had a stroke Tuesday, and he's having surgery today. So yes, we certainly will pray for you. And if I know the group like we have, you have a lot of prayers coming your way, Jackie.
Absolutely.
So hopefully the best come through for you. So
yes, we're all praying for you.
Hi, Lisa. Diane has checked in. Jolene. Martha. Oh, toast too.
Okay. See, everyone go to Martha's house.
Connie, Tammy, Susan, Cindy. She has 3 kids and waiting for the rest this morning.
Cindy needs a nap in the afternoon too.
Peg says the first 3 hours. Then they must burn the energy off.
Oh, okay.
Victor says woke up on the right side of the bed at 6 a.m. Been sewing since.
Good.
April. Okay, here's the countdown,
all
everyone.
Right.
2 days till the clocks spring ahead.
Okay.
So Saturday night before you go to bed, change your clocks.
We're up forward. Spring ahead.
11 days till St. Patrick's Day.
Next weekend is our parade.
13 days till spring and 43 days till Easter. And 43 days till Stacy Sheldorf's son's wedding.
Oh.
So that's when Stacy will be in Ireland for her son's wedding. So
how fun is that?
Hi, Suzanne.
So you have plenty of days to get these done for Easter.
Exactly.
So you can get all of your Easter pouches made.
Debbie, Sue, Tris, Barb. Now I'm sorting through all the prayers, so that's
yes.
great, guys. Thank you.
We're all friends here at Wise Monkey Quilting.
And Vicky. I think I'm caught up. If I missed somebody there in the last little bit, I apologize.
And that is what we're here for. We're here to encourage each other and help each other and be there for each other as much as we can, no matter where we live in the world.
Yep. Hi, Tammy and Kathy.
So we're going to be making this cute little pouch this morning. It is the Drawstring Pouch from Expect More. Always Expect More. She does these great patterns, and she's actually the originator of the box bag template that we're going to be using today. So it's the same company. She developed this, does a bunch of patterns. So we're going to be showing this today. It's just a great pattern. You can do this drawstring pattern with 2 fat quarters. And then because we don't sell ribbon currently at Wise Monkey Quilting, we've talked about it, and maybe we will in the future, but as of right now, we don't sell any ribbon. So what I did is went to our local Walmart and bought some ribbon, and it doesn't take a lot, and to do your pouches. So we're gonna go over how to make this pouch super easy. So you can get your pattern. It's $4, and it is sold 100.
So the drawstring bag postcard pattern.
Yes. So what's nice about them, it is just on a postcard, so the directions are on the back. You can easily store these and always know where you have them. I was going to say something else, and it totally.
Well, when you're thinking there, I'm going to say good morning to Jill.
So we've done other of her patterns, and she has more, and we will continue to do her patterns for it. So the drawing. Oh, I know what I was going to say. If you are new to us and you haven't purchased with us before, all you have to do is type register in your comment and then follow the prompts. And then you would just type sold space 100 in your comment, and that's going to put this item in your cart. You can also download our free app on your phone or tablet. And then above me is a buy button, and you can do that, put that in your cart, and then you have a little cart above me too where you can go to checkout. Great little pattern.
Mary Ann says they can put their jewels in the bag.
Put the jewels in the bag.
Good morning, Carla, Cheryl, Ray, Little A. Kathy says she has used selvage edges to cut strips to use as a ribbon.
Sure.
Melanie's checked in along with Becky. So good.
And we have 3 specific Easter bundles for you this morning. Like I said, it just takes 2 fat quarters. So we have 3 different ways for fat quarters. The one I'm going to be making this morning is chicks. Isn't that adorable? You get your little chicks hatching out of the eggs with a gold for the inside of your bag. So this is sold 101 chicks. They're $6.99. It's 2 fat quarters. Then we have one with words. So this one has a really pretty purple inside.
And I'm going to zoom in on those words a little bit here.
It says Happy Easter, Easter greetings, egg hunt, really Easter wishes, Easter blessings. It has little chicks on this with eggs and the different colors of the words. So a purple for the inside of your bag and the words. So it's sold 101 words. And then the one that I did is just a bunch of different colored Easter eggs with a blue for the inside of the bag. You get a fat quarter of each, which will make a bag. And it is sold 101 eggs.
Can I have you hold up the
Chicks?
The chicks again? Yes, the chicks. I didn't zoom in on that, so I want to give everybody a good. So the chicks are coming out of the shells.
The chicks are coming out of their shell.
Okay.
All right, so you can do, they're at $6.99 each set. You can do chicks, words, or eggs if you want specific Easter fabric. Otherwise, we put together a deal. So Randy talked yesterday about a deal. So here's my deal. We have 6 fat quarters in here. They're all going to be, you're going to get at least 3 Easter and then 3 pastel ones that can go with them for the lining. Normally our fat quarters run $3.50 a piece. We're doing these, you get 6 of them for $17. So you're basically getting 1 free.
1 plus.
1 plus.
You're getting about 1 1/3, something like that.
So we put together. It's our.
You're saving $4.
Yes, you would see. You talk and then you get me off my rhythm. Easter Spring Fat Quarter Bundle.
So you want me to interrupt again? Then is what you're saying?
$17 and it's sold $102. So then it's not these fabrics. It's going to be other Easter fabrics and pastel prints. So you could make 3 more of your drawstring pouches, and we're giving you a big discount on that. So $17 for the 6 fat quarter bundle.
Hi, Cheryl, Carla, Sue, Cindy, and if I missed anyone again, I apologize. Roban is checking in. She's another Cyclone fan. And I think that catches me up.
So there's also a couple things we're going to be using this morning. Is we are going to be using the boxed bag template. Like I said, the designer of the drawstring pouch is also the designer of the ruler template. So we're going to be using hers, and we're going to be doing some more with this too. So if you haven't purchased it yet, it's not a one and done. We'll have other patterns that use it. This is $24 for the box bag ruler template, sold $103. And we're also going to be using this morning a bodkin. So you're going to need something, whether it be a pin on the end of your ribbon or something that puts your ribbon through your pouch so you can draw it. So have the bodkins on this morning. I'm going to be using one. It's $6.29. If you don't have one, sold $104.
Great tool, and it's made for that.
Yeah, you can use this for turning fabric inside out. You can use this for running the ribbon in. That is what it is made for.
Or if maybe your sweatshirt has lost the string on it.
It's a great way to put that back in.
Good morning, Angie, Carol. All right.
All right. So it is super simple to do the pouch.
And Carol.
What you're going to need, he's just waiting to do this to me again. You're going to need 2 pieces cut for your outside of your bag, and you're going to need 2 pieces cut for the inside of your bag, same size. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to notch out the bottom to make it like a boxed bag so that it sets up. So I am just putting my fabric together, lining up all the sides. And then we're going to use our boxed bag template to cut squares out of the bottom. So this template is nice because it has the dimensions where you can cut anywhere from a 1/2 inch up to a 4-inch divot out of the end of your fabric. And it has in here where when you're cutting, your blade extends.
If you hold that down over the fabric more, you can, well, no, at an angle, because you can't really see that against your, yeah. So there is, point out where the indentation is there.
So right here at the end, and I'll show you your blade.
So the blade can go past.
Yes.
A little bit.
So I am just going to lay this down on the corner, lining up the lines from where I need them. And then when you cut, it extends into that divot. And when you cut the other way, it also extends into that divot. So it just cuts your squares right out. You don't have to go in there and finish cutting. And then I'm going to do it to the other corner down here.
Yes, Cindy, today is Friday, so it is a $5 shipping with, if you purchase $25 or more in items, it is free shipping then. So take advantage of that. Maybe there's some things you've been thinking about. Good time to go ahead and get those.
And we're going to do that to the 2 pieces for the outside of our bag. We're also going to do it to the 2 pieces for our lining of our bag. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to line these up and I'm going to cut those corners off.
Good morning, Dixie, Ilma. They're both checking in this morning.
Good morning. And then I just turn it because I'm right-handed, and it just makes it easier so I don't have to move to turn my fabric to cut that other corner.
Bonnie says good day to all of you.
Good day. All right, so there's my lining fabric. I'm going to set that aside because we don't need that right now. We're going to work on our outside of our bag. So the first thing I'm going to do is take one of my outside linings and a ruler, and I'm just going to double check on how far down. So I'm not going to tell you how far down, but it will tell you in the directions. So I'm going to get a ruler that has a little bit longer lines on it. And I am going to come down and take a friction pen, and I am going to mark all the way across and do a nice line that I can see. Now a friction pen, later on you can hit this with an iron and that line will disappear. So I drew one line at the mark that it said, and then I'm going to come down and I'm going to do another line. Now, the pattern calls for 1/2-inch ribbon. Now, when I was at Walmart, I really couldn't find any 1/2-inch ribbon. So the ribbon that I use is 5/8. It's just a little wider than a 1/2 inch. So because it is just a little wider, I want to make that casing just a little wider. So I am just adding another 1/8 of an inch to my second line. So it tells you to draw one line at a specific amount, and then draw another line underneath that at another. And I'm going to do it just a little bit wider because I have just a little bit wider ribbon. So I'm just going to adjust for that, and it's really not that much. And I'm going to come down here and make another line. And you can use any kind of a marking tool you want. If you have friction pens, if you have any kind of a marker, and make sure that you mark all the way out to the outer ends, and I'll show you why. So I've made 2 lines right here on the top, and I'm going to do the same thing to my other side.
We'll let everyone know that if you are local and you were planning on coming to Strip Club today, it has been postponed till tomorrow. So we are hoping that the road conditions improve this afternoon and overnight, and everyone that wants to get here can tomorrow. So strip club will be at 10 a.m. tomorrow, Saturday morning. So if you know people that maybe haven't heard this message yet, please let them know. So we would love to see a great crowd tomorrow morning.
And we will be live as well, so you guys can watch it there.
Exactly.
All right, so I'm just marking that line over on the other side. And I've got my 2 lines marked on this one. So the next thing we're going to do is where the casing is, where your ribbon goes in along the edge, we want to kind of finish off that little hole on both sides. So to do that, I'm going to take my fabric, and right between those 2 lines that I drew, I'm going to just fold my fabric over about 1/8 of an inch, and then I'm going to fold it again about 1/8 of an inch, and I'm going to sew between the lines. That's all we need to sew. But it's good to like make a knot at the beginning, make a knot at the end, and we're just going to sew in between the lines on both sides. So I'm just going to like turn it in 1/8 of an inch, and then turn it in again 1/8 of an inch, and sew in between the lines 4 times. And because I did my mark in a friction pen, I didn't want to press this or I would lose those lines. So if you're using some other type of a marking device, maybe it would be okay, then you could press this to make it a little easier.
Linda's got a question for everyone. She goes, has anyone used a friction pin on silky jersey knit? She has to alter a cheer outfit and was going to use it to mark it. So.
Oh, I don't know. I never have. Maybe somebody else here has.
Any other ideas on what might work other than?
Well, there are other marking pens out there.
Isn't there kind of a felt tip?
You want something that disappears.
Okay. All right, Georgina.
All right, so I'm going to show you what I did. So I just turned my fabric in a couple times, and then I just sewed, can you see that? Between my lines that I drew. So I'm just sewing that down between the lines on both sides, and now I'm going to do it to my other one as well.
Angie said chalk.
You could do chalk.
Trish said test on inside seams. Yes, that's a great idea. So yeah, that's what we love about this group. You know, if somebody's got an idea, it certainly helps everyone to something that may have you have encountered before, and so it's a great way to share and help others out.
All right, I just have one more that I'm gonna fold in, and then fold in again and close. If you don't have a little button on your machine where you can make a knot, you can always, you know, back stitch to tack those stitches down. Okay. So we have both of those turned in and sewed. Our next thing we're going to do is we're just going to put our box bottom together, and I'm going to sew that down on all 4 of my boxes. We're also going to do this on our lining. So I'm just taking my box corner and I'm just going to sew my 1/4 inch.
Trish says that being a seamstress, she's learned the hard way.
See, I am not a seamstress. I don't like making clothes. Maybe because I've never really been taught. Making clothes is a whole other mind concept than sewing a quilt together. Although I can say I did when I was younger, and I mean younger, like probably 13, 14, did make me a nightgown that I remember making with a drawstring through the top. In my early days of sewing.
Debbie says a blow dryer should remove the marks without using an iron, but to test it on the inside first.
Yep.
And Debbie is echoing that the chalk will work.
All right, so now I'm doing the same thing on my lining. I'm going to do my boxed corners. Just fold them in and sew.
Remind everybody, $5 flat rate shipping today, or if you purchase $25 or more, it is free shipping. So it's not tough at all to get to that free shipping. So we encourage you to take advantage of that.
And I just think these make so super cute little Easter pouches. I'm definitely going to be making some for all the grandkids, even the teenagers, and put their Easter candy or whatever they're getting inside the pouch.
Someone made the comment last night about May baskets.
May baskets. It would be cute if you have like a wedding coming up. You could do this in a fancy fabric with a velvet ribbon and do that same thing. All right. So with our outside fabric, I'm just going to turn it right side. And what we're going to do is sew all the way around. So I am going to match up my seams on my boxed corners and put a little clip. Come over here and put a little clip on my other boxed corner. And what we're going to do when we sew it, we're going to, and I'm going to put a little clip, I'm going to sew to the edge of where we sewed our casing. So I'm going to sew up to that. And then I'm going to come across and I'm going to sew the other one. So you're just going to unfold these top parts because it was folded when we did that little casing entrance. So now I'm going to do my 1/4 inch down to where we started stitching. You might want to tie a knot and then start again at the bottom, tie a knot, and then go all the way around and do the same thing over here on the other side. And if you can't get those, I mean, it doesn't need to look pretty because it's going to be on the inside and no one's ever going to see it. But I am just going to put a little clip over here on this side and one down below. And I'm just going to sew all the way around, not across the top, but just all the way, leaving those openings open where we did that. And just your regular 1/4 inch seam. And when I get down to where I have that opening, I'm just going to tie a knot. And then I am just going to come back, move my fabric to the other side, tie a knot, and continue my sewing.
I will let everyone know if you're not going to be able, if you were at strip club last month and you're not going to be able to make it tomorrow for whatever reason, please let us know, and you can stop by anytime and pick up your pattern, or if you're not going to be close, we can mail that out to you also. So just let us know, and we will do everything we can to get that to you so you can start sewing on the next Villa Rosa challenge. Barnum, is that the name of the pattern?
It is the name of the pattern. All right, so I sewed all the way around, but making sure that I leave that opening where that casing goes in. So we've got it all done, making sure we have those openings. Sometimes you need to clip that thread where you picked it up and went across. So now our outside of our bag is done. For the inside of our lining, we're doing the same thing, and we're just going to leave on one side. So I'm going to sew all the way around, but on one side I'm going to leave about 3 inches or so. So I'm just kind of putting a clip and then putting another clip, so I know that I'm going to sew down, leave an opening, and then sew the rest around. So I am going to do that with my lining.
April says, do we need to make the hold in seams on the lining?
No. Nope, all you're making is you're leaving a gap to turn it right side out. I'm just going to leave that hole so we can turn it, tie a knot, and then I'm doing the same way. I'm just going to match up where my boxed bottoms seams meet. And I'm just sewing a 1/4 inch all the way around.
Hi, Nancy.
All right. So here is my lining. I'm going to turn this right side out. So we have our boxed bottoms, we have our opening for turning, and I am going to put this inside our outer fabric. So we're just going to put that in there. Now I'm going to match up my side seams. And put a clip. And match up my other side seam. And put a clip. And then this is where I kind of make sure I'm in there all nice and straight. And you're going to want to, if you want to, put in a couple more clips around the top, because we're going to sew all the way around the top. So I always just put in a couple more clips to make sure that it's all going to fit nice. Now, if your machine lets you slide off your accessory tray, you can just slide this right over the arm of your machine. And I'm going to sew a 1/4 inch all the way around the top.
April says she needs to find a Pokemon-shaped Cheeto, as one just sold for $87,000.
Wow.
I think somebody had way too much money.
So then,
or has a dangerous obsession with Pokemon Cheetos.
So then what do you do to preserve that so it doesn't get gross, because it is edible? I hope they have a plan.
Or that their child didn't come home from school and see it on the counter and
eat it.
Yes. Stacy is wondering if we have clips with numbers.
I will have to check. I'm not sure if we do currently or not.
We have had, and I'm sure we can get them again.
Yep. So I sewed all the way around our bag. So now I am just going to grab my lining. Remember, we left that hole, and I have just a couple threads because I skipped over. And we are just going to pull everything through and turn our bag right side out.
April said they had it in a glass case.
Okay, good. I would hope so, spending that kind of money on it.
It's one of those things I wouldn't have spent 8 cents on, not $887,000 on.
Yeah. All right. So now we have it turned out. You can go ahead and close this hole however you want. If you want to whip stitch it, if you want to, however, I'm just going to take it to my machine, and I'm just going to sew like 1/8 of an inch, and I'm going to close up that hole. Now, you can absolutely use thread that matches. No one will ever see it. And I then, once I have that, and I've got just a few threads around here where I did that casing.
You could also use these as like gift bags if
you could use them as gift bags. I'm going to poke the lining down into the bag and kind of get that all straightened around in there. It fits really nice. They both have that boxed bag. And once I have it in there, now you can take it to your iron and you can press that. I'm just going to put it right back on my sleeve, and I'm going to sew like 1/8 of an inch all the way around that top and finish that top. Because if you have friction pen and you mark those lines, you do not want to iron yet, because you will lose those lines and you don't want to do that. So I would just take it to your machine and it's really easy just to top stitch over that. Once I have that done, I have my 2 lines. I'm just going to, of course, my bobbin's low. I'm just gonna cut that thread. And I'm gonna sew on that line. First I'm sewing on the top line, and you're just sewing right on that line.
Mary's got a good idea here. She says a good place to use a decorative stitch.
It would be, yes. So I'm sewing right on that top line. Make sure my fabric all lays.
Catherine,
And then I'm going to sew on that second line.
Catherine is going to use hers for the girls' Easter egg hunt.
How cute! So first I sewed all the way around on that first line. Now I'm sewing all the way around on my second line. And now I'm right back to where I started. So yes, this would be a great place. I just did mine in a white thread. You can certainly change your thread color to really match the fabric. So for this one, maybe you want to change to a gold or a yellow thread, which would be so cute. And that's all it is for sewing. So now what we're going to do is insert our ribbon around to make the drawstring. So I just, like I said, I went to Walmart and bought some ribbon. I just got a bright green and a bright orange and a bright yellow. From my yellow, I took 2 pieces. It tells you on the pattern what length to cut. And then I am just going to insert one into my bodkin, because it has this slit here at the top, so I can bring my ribbon through a little bit. And we have our casing openings on both sides, so I'm just going to go in the one, pull it through, and then I'm going to go back in the other. I'm going to go back in the other one. So you're really going all the way around. So I'm going to actually come out at the same side that my ribbon went in on.
Carol said you were playing bobbin chicken.
I was. And then once I have this out, I am just going to tie a knot at the end. So see how I went in and went all the way around and came back out that same side.
Yes, Tammy says you could embroider their name in it before you sew everything together.
Absolutely. Now we're going to take our other ribbon and we're going to put it through our bodkin. And this time, so on this ribbon, I went in here, came around. I'm going to go in the other side. So now I'm going to go in this way, all the way around. And then you just kind of have to feel your way. There you go. I'm going to pull that out. And then I'm going to go back in the other side.
Everybody's quiet in suspense.
And now I have this tails over here on this side that I am going to tie a knot in. I think it's just you, Randy. You are just in amazement watching me how to do this.
I am.
Now you can pull those shut tight. Isn't that adorable? I love these. How easy to do. You can then open them up, fill them with your Easter treats or whatever you want, and then pull that ribbon and close them shut. These are just adorable little treat bags or whatever you want to put in them. Quick and easy to do. I made the whole bag in about 30 minutes and it really wouldn't take you very long. So this is the one with the chicks. And I just used a yellow ribbon and it's got that gold on the inside. This is the one with the eggs. I used a green ribbon and we did blue. And then our other one that we have is the words with purple on the inside. Isn't that cute? I just think these are just adorable. Did anybody have any questions?
Not right now, I don't believe.
So here is the pattern we use. It's called Drawstring Pouch from Always Expect More, $4, sold 100. And then we do have our fabric bundles available. So they are...
Tammy is wondering, do they come in a bigger size?
This is the only size. Once you've made one, I'm sure you can incorporate it if you need to do it bigger. Then we had our, so $6.99 for the fat quarter bundles.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Yep.
So sold 101 words, sold 101 chicks, or sold 101 eggs, and they're $6.99 for the 2 fat quarters. We then put together a fun spring bundle. So in here, you're going to get 6 fat quarters. You're going to get at least 3 Easter ones, and then 3 pastel ones that you could use for the inside if you'd like. We have discounted this about 15%. So you're really getting 1 1/3 fat quarters free. So you're going to get 6 fat quarters for $17. And they are the spring bright fun fat quarter bundle. Sold 102.
Normally that would have been $21.
Normally 21, selling it this morning for 17. And then we have the box bag template that I used to cut out the corners. $24, sold 103. And the bodkin that I used to get that ribbon through works out so nice. It also works for turning things right side out. $6.29, sold 104. And you are all set for Easter. Put some little candy in there, put a little Easter gift in there, and then reusable too. So they're not bags that are going to be discarded at the end. They're going to keep these, or you can keep them and use them again and help with recycling. Anybody have any questions since we have a few minutes?
I don't think so. I'm just going back through here to make sure I haven't missed anything. I will reiterate, though, that if you are watching this after we sign off here, please, if you have any questions, contact us here at the store. Because we aren't always able to monitor everything on the Facebook site. So please contact us. You can get a hold of us at 712-393-7979, or else you can email us at amy@wisemonkeyquilting.com.
That is correct.
And making sure. April says that her cart said I already purchased the pattern, but I can't find. So put it in the cart. Oh, it says
okay.
One pattern.
So it's warning that I don't think we'd offered this one before, but I'll check it for you, April.
Okay. And then Peggy says, great, cute project.
Cute, super cute.
All right, I think that's all the questions we have. I appreciate all the comments that everyone has here. So
remember, you can join us again tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock for Strip Club if you are local. And remember, we've pushed it back a day, so joining us tomorrow morning for our March Strip Club, 10 o'clock.
All right.
Have a wonderful Friday.
$5 flat rate shipping. If you purchase $25 or more, shipping is free today.
All right. Have a wonderful day.
Take care, everybody.
Bye.